All right, Mr. Snow, I just wanted to sit down with you this morning and talk about the AAA portfolio that we're going to be working on. And with Miss Harrelson out of the building for the next few months, we're going to go ahead and take over her responsibilities to get this done. I'm going to print you out a sheet that will explain to you exactly what you need to do for your portion of the testing. And I'm going to coordinate the collection of all the data and then enter it into the Engrade testing system. And then each of the staff is going to break down into each section. So I believe I've assigned you science, I'll take reading, and then Ms. Smith will take math. And then each one of those sections will complete and collect the evidence and then submit it to me, and I'll get it turned in for Jalen. Today I'm going to provide you with a copy of the standard so you know exactly what you need to look at. And so if you look at that first sheet and go down to science, you see there's a science ES 7.1. That's the first standard tested in the AAA. In that, we need to match the body tissues or organs. An example would be skin, bones, muscles, stomach, lungs, to their function. So I think the best way for us to accomplish this will be to create 3 separate worksheets, and each of those worksheets we will evaluate. Each worksheet needs to include a minimum of 10 questions. For the second example, we're going to do Science ES 7.2, distinguishing between living biotic and non-living abiotic factors. Some examples would be like living plants, animals, non-living, water, and soil. Again, 3 pieces of evidence. We will grade those and submit them. And the last science portion for you will be Science ES 7.3, identifying inherited traits such as your eye color, height, etc. I know we're all kind of working on this, collaborating together to get it complete. So to get this done, I want to look at like the second week of March timeframe. You think we can get that done by that point?
Yes, we can.
Okay, that'll work. And then I will submit everything into the Engrade testing system. Now, in addition to the worksheets as the evidence, we also need to include a statement of how we assess the student. Let me go ahead and give you an example. This is one that we can use. So, for example, let's say we're doing a math subtraction lesson with a student. The summary would go like this. We'd actually make it into bullet points. They want it broken down like step 1, step 2, step 3, etc. So step 1, student was seated at the table next to the teacher. Step 2, teacher gave the student 10 question single-digit subtraction problem worksheet. Number 3, the student was directed to answer each question on the worksheet by circling each correct answer. And then step 4, student successfully subtracted the single-digit numbers on the worksheet. Step 5, the student successfully answered 7 of the 10 subtraction problems correctly on the worksheet and earned a 70%. And step 6, criteria was met as the student successfully subtracted single-digit problems. As you can see, they're real basic steps. We just want to make sure we have them listed what we did. Important, make sure you tell them exactly what you're working on. So that was the single-digit subtraction problems. Also, we need to include on there how we assess the student. So the student was successfully assessed when he answered 7 of the 10 problems. And finally, we need to describe how we met the criteria as the student successfully subtracted single-digit problems. So make sure you have how the criteria was met, how you assess the student, and then basically what you did. And it's not unless mine is 6 bullets long. So for each one of your evidence pieces, you'll need to include a statement of the task. And then all this data will be entered in to the computer and submitted to the state. So I guess when we meet again, we'll go ahead and meet next week, and we'll just we'll all sit down and look at what we've done for evidence 1 as a group, and we'll evaluate what we need to do for evidence 2, and then go from there. Do you have any questions right now at this point?
Not at this time.
Okay, so that is basically it. I appreciate you stepping in. I know Ms. Harrelson had some things going on, so this kind of just been placed in our lap, and I told Mr. Johnson I'd coordinate it and just get it done so we can get it submitted and turned in. So I really appreciate your help.
Sounds good.
And I will be back with you in a couple days.